Oh, hey guys, welcome back to Gunpla News, episode 29 for April 2017. This is part 2, announcements. So, as usual, in this part I'm going to be going over the announcements of some new kit and figure stuff that has been announced. Basically, we got a couple of figures, a couple of kits, and then a whole bunch of P-Bandai stuff announced. So I know you guys love P-Bandai, so we're going to be getting into this. Again, if you want to watch the whole episode of Gunpla News, all 5 parts in a row, you can watch it all as a playlist once they're all uploaded, or just watch whatever parts you're most interested in. I think this is probably the most exciting part of the Gunpla News episode every month because we talk about all the new stuff that's been announced, right? So the first thing is not all that exciting, but for F91 fans, I guess, the Metal Build Gundam F91 MSV option set. So the Metal Build F91 Gundam was just released last month, I believe. But then later this year in August, so you have to wait a little while, but in August for 7,000 yen, you'll be able to get this MSV option set, which basically gives you a bunch more guns for the kit. So you get like this new backpack weapon system, which has like 4 of the cannons on there, and then you get these like Gatling guns, this set of beam Gatling guns that can also be mounted to the backpack, and a bunch of stuff in there. So again, those Metal Build figures are super expensive, and to add another 7,000 yen, another like 70 bucks onto that for some more weapons, I feel like those are for like toy photographers. I'm finally realizing that a lot of people maybe collect those figures and stuff, and then like not Gundam stuff, but other things as well. For people who like doing toy photography, which I think is like a whole other hobby that I just don't really, I'm not really all that interested in, so I've never really thought too much about that. But I finally realized that those are the people who are probably buying Metal Build kits, maybe, or I guess people who are just big fans of that stuff. But anyway, next we had a Robot Damashi GOG version anime. So in the last part we talked about the new GOG that appeared in the preview for Gundam Thunderbolt episode 6. This is the original GOG, and even the original GOG, the anime version, so close to as it appeared in the anime. You also get, of course, a bunch of effect parts. You get a Gundam hammer with this as well. So this is a Gundam hammer that you can use with your Gundam version anime figure, so that's cool. And then also, yeah, like I said, has some effect parts for like the beam cannons in the chest, and then like for the Gundam's beam saber to its mono eye. Again, just like things that you can act out like from the anime using this figure, so that's cool. I really like the look of these figures. I think it would be really cool if Bandai would have done like an HGUC version anime set where they were like basically made these like really original like first Gundam series designs just as model kits in like this anime style. I guess that would maybe not be as appealing to the general audience as just like newer updated kits if they made it in this kind of like old retro style. I guess that's maybe not to everyone's personal taste, but it would be cool to actually be able to build that. I guess you could just build the really old 80s kits, but it would be cool to have updated versions of those basically. Anyway, then let's get into the P-Bandai stuff. Okay, so the first thing is a really big one, the P-Bandai Perfect Grade 00 Riser Trans Am version. So this is going to be out in June for 29,700 yen, so about $300 basically, plus shipping, plus whatever other fee or whatever like extra cost you have to pay for getting this through a third-party seller, which most of you in the world will probably have to do. Me as well if I wanted to buy this, but I won't be buying this. And so yeah, it's basically just like I actually did a review of the Trans Am version of the real grade 00 Riser, and it basically looks like exactly like that. Like all the plastic colors are like exactly the same, except it's in the perfect grade scale. So I think on the RG it looks really good, but when you have the PG, of course the parts are much larger, so you're seeing much more of that kind of like swirling effect of the gloss injection in that plastic, which may or may not bother people, but on like the really tiny parts, it's really not noticeable on the RG, but on a PG, I think you are going to notice that a lot more. The nub marks as well. It's easy enough to get the nubs clean, but there will be discoloration there. So I don't know how much of that kit is undergated or anything, but I don't know. Obviously with kits like that, kind of the appeal of that, I think, is more the exclusivity of it, the fact that it's like a rare limited kit. And it does look cool, I will admit, like especially the promo images with the LEDs and the head and like with it all lit up properly. It looks pretty awesome for sure. It also comes with that, like the stand. It comes with a stand just like the regular kit does, but in this case it's like that clear sparkly green, so it looks really good with the whole thing. It kind of completes the whole 00 look on that. The whole thing is that this year is the 10th anniversary of Gundam 00, so that's why they're releasing this. But if that Trans Am version isn't exactly right for you, there is also going to be the P Bandai 00 PG 00 Riser Trans Am Clear Armor Set. So this one's also coming out in June. Only 4,000 yen for this one because this is just a set of clear armor, so it's not the full kit, doesn't come with the stand, doesn't come with the inner frame obviously. It's just a set of the armor for the Gundam, and it's in clear. So this one I think also looks really cool, especially when you see the picture like of the head lit up with the LED and like all the clear armor around it. Looks pretty awesome, I gotta say, but this means that you would have to get this armor set, which is 4,000 yen. If you're buying this like outside of the country, if you can't get this directly from P Bandai, you're probably paying $60 or $70, I'd imagine. Plus the cost of then buying just the original PG 00 Riser, which is going to be what, $200 or something. I don't know exactly how much that sells for, but you are going to be paying a lot if you wanted to make this. But I think it does look pretty cool. If I was a big 00 fan, or especially a big fan of the 00 Riser, I would definitely consider that. It does look pretty awesome, but that'll be out in June. Anyway, there's the P Bandai Master Grade GM Cannon North America front. I did a review of the previous P Bandai GM Cannon kit. It's a really cool kit. This is exactly the same as that, except it's different colors and comes with different decals. I really like the look of this one quite a bit. This was actually announced already, but I forgot to cover this last month, so that's why I'm covering this now. I think this was actually announced in February, so I should have covered it in March's episode. But anyway, this is going to be out in April, so not too long. They'll be out this month, I guess, actually, for 4,000 yen for this one. So again, if you wanted to see just about that kit, you can check out my review of just the regular version. It's the same kit, but just different colors and decals and stuff. And there is also going to be the P Bandai Master Grade Providence Gundam Dragoon Effect Parts Set out in June for 2,200 yen. This one is just basically a set of Dragoon effect parts for the Master Grade Providence Gundam, and then it also comes with water slides for the Gundam. So if you remember, like even the premium version of the kit that came with all those water slides, but none of them for the actual Providence, if you want water slides for the Providence, you have to get this P Bandai set. So that's cool that it comes with water slides, and the effect parts do actually look quite good. You get, of course, these like effect parts that are able to bend, and they have like the fire flame effect, I guess, whatever, like burst effect coming out of the back of the Dragoons. And also comes with like some like green beams, like it looks like the Dragoons are actually shooting. So it does look like a pretty cool set for sure. If I was a huge fan of the Providence, I would consider that. But and it's not too expensive, 2,200 yen. It's not too bad. Probably going to cost you around $30, maybe $40 if you're living, of course, if you're getting that outside of Japan. So a little bit more expensive, but it's okay. Anyway, P Bandai HG Gundam The Origin Zaku 1 Black Tri-Star color version is going to be out in June for 1,700 yen. So it has the same list price as the just regular kit, 1,700 yen. So that's good. This is not surprising at all. We all knew that this kit was coming, whether it was going to be a P Bandai or not. Ends up it is going to be a P Bandai kit. And of course, it's basically just the Zaku 1, just recolored in the Black Tri-Stars colors. The only other difference is that the bazooka is slightly different, whereas the regular bazooka that comes with the other, the Origin Zaku kits, has the ammo cartridge on the top of it. This one doesn't have that, so I guess it's going to be maybe like a couple new parts, just for the new parts for the bazooka. That's it in terms of new parts, otherwise just a color swap and just some different stickers. It will surely not come with water slides, so just some different stickers that are specifically for the Black Tri-Star markings. So that's cool, but yeah, you could pretty much easily make that on your own. I think even if you wanted to modify the bazooka from just the regular version, it's pretty much just a matter of just cutting off the part on the top of it, just fill that in with putty, sand it smooth, and there you go. It's a really easily modified bazooka there. So, but maybe you want to just save yourself the trouble and just pay a little bit extra to have this kit. It's up to you. But then there's the P Bandai HG The Origin Gun Cannon First Type Rollout Unit 1. This one's out in May for 1,800 yen. This one is just a totally color swap from what I can tell, this doesn't look like it has any new parts at all. Just color swap to white. I gotta say, it does look good in white. The colors look really cool. This one as well, gonna come with some new stickers. Again, if it came with water slides, then I'd at least consider that, but just this color swap and stickers. But I guess that's kind of what P Bandai is good for, just kits like that where it's not really anything like super new, doesn't have a whole ton of new parts or anything, just a color swap and something like that for people who are collecting them and stuff. That's cool. It's a great kit for sure. So if you don't have the kit and you really like the look of that one, I would say, you know, if you can get it for a good price, then jump for that one, because it is a really nice kit. But the not so nice kit, I think, is going to be the P Bandai HGUC Zaku 3 Kai. This one is out in June for 1900 yen. So this is the Zaku 3 that appears in the Twilight Access anime that's going to be coming out in June, the anime movie, I think. And so basically, what this is just the original HGUC Zaku 3 kit, which is from 1999. So this is a 18-year-old kit, and I think this was like the third or fourth kit in the HGUC line. It's one of the first HGUC kits ever. So it's going to be a really dated kit. They've done a good job in the promo images of making it look pretty good, and the kit seems fine, but just keep in mind it is going to be a very dated HG kit. The list price of the original kit was 1,500 yen. This one's 1,900 yen. This one does come with, it is going to have, I think, probably a lot of extra parts, because what it actually is actually a mix of the Zaku 3 and the Zaku 3 Custom, which are two different kits. So it has like the back skirt is like the long back skirt of the Zaku 3. The backpack is the different backpack of the Zaku Custom. It has the weapons. The Zaku 3, the regular one and the Custom have different rifles. This one has both of those rifles. This one also has both of the rifles of the Gyaradoga, both the Gyaradoga regular version and the other Gyaradoga version. I forget the ace pilot's name. The blue version of the Gyaradoga. Those have different rifles. This kit has both of those, so this one actually has 4 different rifles in there. Kind of silly, but yeah, so anyway, that's what the extra cost is for this kit. But in terms of the mobile suit itself, there's nothing new in this kit at all. It's just a collection of parts from other kits now put into this one, and this will probably have some new stickers or something, probably, cause for the Xeon logo that's supposed to be on his chest. But overall, not really exciting, and it's pretty disappointing considering that this is a new anime that they're doing. They're bringing this manga to life in anime form, and then in kits they're using this, just a P Bandai kit, for the main antagonist suit, which is a super old kit, and then for the main protagonist suit, the Tristan, which we'll talk more about in the next part of Gunpla News, is also based on an old kit. So disappointing, but there's still hope for the Biolant Isolde, hopefully. That'll be coming out. Next thing here is a couple more P Bandai kits still yet, is the P Bandai HG Armblood Orphans Pluma set. This is going to be coming out in June as well for 1,800 yen. So 1,800 yen for a set of Plumas seems a little bit pricey, but this is something that I think a lot of people maybe expected that was going to maybe be coming out at some point, because if you remember from the HG Hashmal kit, the Pluma runner was a totally separate runner, and it was even marked just Pluma on it, so it was like its whole separate thing, very easy to reproduce. And this seems to be a set of 5 of them, I think. You can see it was on display here, and it was a set of the Hashmal with 6 Plumas. Now the Hashmal does come with 1 Pluma, so I think that means that there'll be 5 Plumas in this set. So 5 Plumas for 1,800 yen, I think it's not bad. So that's what, 350 yen each. So 350 yen per runner is, yeah, it's okay. Anyway, if you wanted to make some diorama or something with a whole bunch of Plumas, this is definitely a lot cheaper than buying a whole bunch of the Mobile Armor Hashmal kits, so that's not so bad. But that'll be out in June. Then there's also the P Bandai Master Grade Crossbone Gundam X2 Kai. This one was just announced like yesterday or something, 2 days ago maybe. This one's going to be out in June for 4,500 yen. This one came out as a P Bandai HG kit last year, I think. But now we're getting the P Bandai Master Grade version of it, and it looks pretty cool. I actually have the P Bandai Crossbone, the Master Grade X2 and X3. And there's been times actually when I've thought about selling those kits, because I thought, yeah, I really like Crossbone, but do I really like it that much that I really need the X2 and X3 kits? And then I thought, just keep them because I like them because they're Verkov kits as well. And then this one was announced. And I was like, oh, do I really need another one? And then just looking at pictures of it, I just really couldn't resist. I was like, yes, I need that. And now I'm thinking like, do I really need another Masquerade Crossbone kit? Definitely not. But it's so hard to resist Verkov kits, especially variations of the Crossbone, like the Master Grade kit. I think they just, once they're like all painted up and everything, they look so good. And they come with so many different weapon options and stuff, and you guys know I love weapon options. So this one, of course, the main thing is that it comes with that new long rifle that the X2 Kai has. So I will be getting that probably, so that'll be out in June. I'll get it probably around the end of July because I order all my P Bandai stuff these days from Samuel Decal, who's in Hong Kong. Hong Kong gets their P Bandai stuff a month later than in Japan. So I'll probably be able to review that for you guys end of July, beginning of August anyway, so later. Alright, that's it for the P Bandai stuff. Finally, we can get into just the regular releases. There are a few regular releases, but not too many. The first one is the Figurized Bust Fumina Hoshino Ending Theme version, coming out in May for 1,600 yen. So the Figurized Bust, at least in terms of Gundam characters, seems to have just kind of died off. But they are going to do at least one more, and it's just going to be another version of Fumina Hoshino. So I guess among the Figurized Busts that they've put out so far, I think it's probably very safe to assume that the Fumina Hoshino one has been the best-selling one so far. So they figure, oh, let's just do another variation of that. This one, yeah, is just in like her like different clothes, and as far as we can tell, this one is not going to have any different options. Like with the original one, had the different options of wearing the cardigan or no cardigan. This one, I think, is just like this, because this one is also cheaper, 1,600 yen as opposed to 1,800 yen that the previous one was. So I'm guessing that means there's no options in this one, but yeah, there's that. Then a couple more HD Iron Blood Orphans kits coming out posthumously after death of the series, after the series is done. These are both coming from the Iron Blood Orphans Gecko manga series. The first one is the HD Iron Blood Orphans Gundam Dandelion, and this has the T-booster / half cowl. So it's basically this huge backpack thing that can be worn just like as a big like booster backpack. Then it also like folds down over the arms to give it these huge, big, giant arms. So kind of similar to the Astray Red frame with the giant arms on it. So it's kind of similar to that anyway. The mobile suit itself also has a kind of similar to the Astray kind of look to it. Very kind of minimal, but a lot of different like color separations and stuff. So this one's going to be out in June for 1,600 yen. So a little bit more expensive for this one in terms of the HD Iron Blood Orphans kits, but obviously with those big, huge arms, it's going to have a little bit more plastic to it, I'd assume, than the standard kit. Then also the HD Iron Blood Orphans Gundam Astaroth Rinascimento. I don't know exactly if that's the correct pronunciation of that, but I think that's the Japanese pronunciation. We don't have an actual release date or price set for this yet, but we just know it's going to be out in summer. It's like an even more asymmetrical Gundam Astaroth thing. For me personally, this is to the point. I like asymmetry in a kit, but this is too much for me. It's just like too much. It's sort of like they're designing a thing like, okay, we have to make everything asymmetrical, and so it just kind of, it's just a little bit much, especially the V-fin. Like half the V-fin just looks like a knife blade. It was just like a regular V-fin. So I don't know. There aren't any like particular points of it that I think, oh, I really hate that point or I really hate that point. It's just the fact that there's so much asymmetry to everything. It just looks like a big mess. But I guess that's kind of the point. We'll have to see how the kit looks. I mean, maybe I'll feel more better about the kit when we start to see more about that. So far, all we've seen is just some artwork for that. All right, then a couple more things here. The HG PG, that's HG Puchigai, Karagai Gyanko, and Karagai Fumina Hoshino. These are Karagais, so that's character guys instead of petite guys, for Fumina and Gyanko. Coming out in June for 900 yen, so a little bit more expensive than just the regular Puchi guys, petite guys. And you are actually able to make just the regular petite guy in these colors, or of course it has the new parts for the head to either make the Gyanko if you get that version, or the Fumina head for that version respectively. So I hope this is a one-time thing. Let's just say that. I really would have preferred a figurized bust of Gyanko, personally, and I'm sure I'm not alone there. But moving on, the SD Legend BB SD Legend BB Mark III Dai Shogun. We had last year in November at the Gunpla Expo, there was a prototype shown of a new SD Legend BB kit, but this is not that, so I don't know whatever happened to that one. But now we're getting the Mark III Dai Shogun. Is going to be out in May for 1,800 yen, so just another kind of like Legend BB style SD Gundam. So the backpack really looks like it's either like designed, because I think it's just because of the general shape and colors. The backpack either reminds me a lot of either the Hashmal or Skarmory, the Pokemon. So kind of interesting, but that is it for all the announcements. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys coming up in the next part. We're going to talk about some updates on some stuff coming out. And bye-bye.